this ain't no flex. Just make sure you tune to the RBX. Stay dropping jewels all on the airwaves. Keep sitting hunting like every single day. This ain't no shade, this ain't no flex. Just make sure you tune to the RBX. Stay dropping jewels all on the airwaves. Keep sitting hunting like every single day. RBX. Girl, just the RBX where you can sit back and catch a vibe at. But your mind gotta be open like a surgeon with a scalpel. Mixed with the tips that can help with the mental, also the spiritual, and even the physical. The way she break it down, you don't need a visual. Always keep it fair and also critical. Everything is clear, ain't no need for subliminals. Growth is essential. The love is not rental. You might be perplexed, but it's so simple. If you wanna know how you can interact, just hit the IG or the clock or where it at. So come get involved. It don't even cost. Just hit the DM if you need to talk. So all my good people out there, stay blessed and make sure you tune in to the RBX. This ain't no shade, this ain't no flex. Just make sure you tune to the RBX. Stay dropping jewels all on the airwaves. Keep sitting hunting like every single day. This ain't no shade, this ain't no flex. Just make sure you tune to the RBX. Stay dropping jewels all on the airwaves. Keep sitting hunting like every single day. RBX.
Another episode of the X Radio here on Glockaware. I want to thank Glockaware for hosting us. This is our 6th season, so they've been putting up with my shit for a while. But I love it here. I friggin' love it here. Yeah, absolutely. You can check us out. We are live. We are live on YouTube. Go ahead, check in with, go to YouTube, type in Glockaware, and hit the live link. Check us out. See what I'm wearing today. We got the repping the home team, because for the month of August, if you have not been tuned into the X Radio, first of all, thank you for joining us. And we are here every Thursday night, 6 p.m. on Glockaware. And of course, there's a bazillion episodes, back episodes you can check out. But for the month of August, this year, of course, I'm doing something a little different, and for August, I have Tuna from Bullyproof Boxing. Damn, I botched it all up.
Take your time. Take your time. Get
I
it
know.
right.
I need to tie my laces.
That's some first impressions. You gotta make sure it's right. You know?
Damn, Tune. I'm sorry. I get it
right for a Bullyproof Boxing. It's cool. Bullyproof. Yeah, she got the shirt on. She repping. Appreciate that too. Appreciate the support.
Yeah. So
thanks for having me too.
Absolutely. It's good to have you here. You know, I said, hey, Tune, I'm doing this new thing. What's up? You interested? You said, lock me in.
Without a doubt. WOD.
So here you are. Tell the folks who you are and where they can find you.
Yeah, Tuna from the Laguna, Bill Belichick of boxing, on the gram Bullyproof Boxing 11, YouTube channel Bullyproof Boxing. Licensed trainer, been a pro trainer for 5 years now. It's going into my 5th year. We done worked with top tier fighters in the city. We done worked with some top tier fighters in the country. So, just trying to, help our future, working with the children, trying to just give them structure, discipline, things of this nature. So even if in the event, if they don't make it in the ring, they'll be an asset to society. So, I'm one of the few people that when I actually wake up every day, I'm actually trying to help people better themselves. So,
Well, what, have you always done that?
Yes, that's always been my thing. It's always the give back. That's always been the key. I don't lie. I sold crack in the hood. I messed up a lot of families.
Yeah.
So that weighs on me to this day.
But now you're doing something that's beneficial.
So now I'm a give back.
You can be relatable to the people that may be doing those similar activities and need the change.
Well, the difference in the game nowadays, and just like with life, people aren't being raised with morals. Like, even though we may have been in the streets, there was still a respect factor before anything.
Even though it seemed ruleless, there were rules.
But no, there are unwritten rules in the dope game. It's just that a lot of people don't apply that anymore. But there are actually unwritten rules in the game. When you learn from the OGs and not from rappers and videos and TV, when you actually learn from gentlemen that got dirty before you, then you understand that there are unwritten rules.
Right.
Yeah,
that's the problem out here nowadays. There's nobody showing anybody what's proper, what's not proper.
No, that's not what the problem.
Well, there's a lot of problems.
But the biggest problem is that, we're basically female-led. That's a big problem. So we're not learning the structure and the focus. Everything is emotion nowadays because You know, the female populace, you know, they're running a lot of households, and a lot of the men that are coming up nowadays, they're not learning how to be men. They're dealing with a lot of issues with emotion, not rationale and thinking like we did, because we actually
People
listened to men
are
coming up.
reactive to emotion nowadays. I believe that that is one of the reasons there's a lot of violence.
No, that's the number one reason.
Hmm.
We burnt down well, there are a few $1 million dope blocks left in the city, but I mean, most of them are burnt down, you know, because, you know, the run was over. It was a good run, but the run is over. And like I said, nowadays, you know, it's no structure in anything that people are doing. It's just do it and hope for the best results, but there's no structure or anything in it. So that's a big problem.
Hmm.
Most of the violence in this city is from emotion and arguments.
I agree.
Yeah, it's not really about the, you know, the life of the
agree.
game anymore. It's about emotional, you know, situations and
Emotional
arguments.
response.
Yeah, so you know, you can't compound emotion with more emotion. Somebody has to be calm. Like when we're in a fight, it's high intense. So the fighter is fighting, so I have to be calm.
Hmm.
I can't be riled up, you know.
As a fighter, you know, there's a lot of mindset training as well,
Yes.
discipline.
Yes.
When you are in the ring, and like you said, he's riled up. Now you got to be calm.
Yes.
When you're the guy in the ring, like, how do you, because you have to be cool and calculated as well.
Well, that comes from experience. I don't care how long a fighter has fought. You're always going to have butterflies and nervousness entering into a fight because there's that element of surprise. You never know. You know, there's always that knockout factor. So, you know, it's just with the repetitions, and you just hope for that, you know, because there are fighters that'll tell you to this day 40, 50 fights experience, but they still, you know, are antsy because it's that possibility that you could, you know, be on the wrong side of that situation. So, I mean, you know, it just comes with repetitions, and you have to win. I always teach my fighters, we have to win the fight mentally before we win anything physically. And that comes with the work behind the scenes. So, you know, if you don't train hard, we have a saying in boxing, you know, you train hard, the fights are easy. It's easy training, the fight's going to be hard. So,
Right.
you know, you try to prepare
now
yourself.
you're not ready.
Yeah, you try to prepare yourself as much as possible, just hoping for, you know, the best outcome and hoping that the fighter is fully prepared. So that's my job, making sure the fighter is fully prepared. So usually I do a good job with that. So, you know, just trying to get better as time goes on.
Of course, you know, we learn through experience.
Yes.
And I always say, you know, life equals X. So the experiences we have build who we are today, whether they're positive or negative.
True.
What is it, you know, when you wanted to come on and host with me this month, what is it that you really wanted to convey to the folks?
Well, I mean, you know, it's just like we were basically initially saying, you know, it's a big problem in our city. I mean, I'm trying to help, you know, but I don't just march if someone of authority or of another race kills a black person. I won't march for a few weeks and then completely turn my back on society and the situation. I try to actually do it every day, and our race needs the most help. So, like, one of the main things I feel as though it's like just watching the detriment of our culture, our race, our society as black people is it's like really disturbing to me. You know what I mean? Like, our race is literally coming apart, and I'm seeing people beefing with Sesame Place because Elmo didn't speak to her. Like, come on.
There's a lot going on.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I feel bad for that young lady. She went there with her family. But black
Yeah,
people,
that's not right.
We have way bigger issues we have to combat than those type of issues, because it seems like those are the only times we want to show unity. And it's only temporary when we're going at someone else about something that we feel was a detriment to us. That's a bad thing, and it's not genuine. You really don't care. You just care, you know, because I care
bandwagon?
about. I care about. Yeah, you know, you're in that moment. Just like with BLM and all of that movement. Most of those people that are marching now, they don't care. Like black people, we have to make up our mind. We're either going to be on board, or we're not. I mean, you know, it's if somebody of another race or authority kills a black person, we unified. Somebody in our race do it, is stop snitching. You gotta make up your mind. Like, what are you gonna do? Are you all in or are you all out? So, like, you know, it's just a big problem. And like I said, even though I may verbally say these things, I am actually every day trying to get up and make a change in the situation. You know, like, it's just it's bad. Even like we can't bond as a race because it's too much. We can't get along, and there's very simple reasons, but a lot of people don't have the courage to speak on it, on what really is the problem. You know, I know what the problem is, and the people that are causing the biggest problem, you can't tell them they don't want to take the accountability. So I'm actually trying, and it's it's difficult, but I'm up for the fight though.
Yeah, well, you are in the right business for the fight.
Metaphorically speaking, yeah, metaphorically speaking. I mean, but I mean, like I said, I'm up for the situation. I've been through, far worse situations in life where your life is on the line. So you learn from these things, and like I said, the mental strength will always supersede the physical strength, because as long as you have that, the physical strength will come behind that. That's just like, long as you respect yourself, everything else will fall underneath that. So it's just a big problem out here. Like, just a lot of things. Chemistry with trying to build with the opposite sex in our race. It's a big problem.
I think that is everywhere, because there's a power struggle between men and women, and there has been for decades. This isn't new.
Well, let me say this.
But there's different factors as well now.
Well, the problem is a detriment to the dichotomy of the black race, because it's literally killing us. See, that's a bigger problem. Now, if a person has a problem with another race, every race has issues. I understand this, but I can't come into your home and tell you to clean up if my house is junky. So I never look at. I look at it like this: if a person says another race is doing it, that's a cop out. Because I always ask black people this: if your child got all F's in school and came home and said, "But Johnny, my white friend, he's getting all F's too," you're gonna be like, "Okay, it's cool then." No, you're gonna be like, "I don't give a fuck if he's getting F's. Right. You're getting them.
Are you gonna jump off a bridge too?"
So this is how I look at our race. I don't care if other races have issues. It seems like our issues are bigger because it's costing people their lives. It's costing innocent lives. I don't see that in other races.
Now,
sparingly, but not as much as in our race.
When you talk about that, like, here in Philadelphia, we have a major problem right now. It's extreme. The homicide rate, all of the violence, it is extreme.
Yes.
And we're over 300 already. And how many days? There's only 365 days a year, right?
Yeah. Well, okay, but I'm sorry, you can finish.
No, that was just to the point of, it's bad out here.
Well, this is the problem. One of the biggest problems is the narrative that black men abandon families. That's not the case. Okay, for instance, if you work, right, you have two options at a job to lose it. You can either quit or you can get fired, right? A lot of black men got fired from their positions as leaders of the household. They didn't quit. They didn't abandon.
Systematically?
Well, okay, yes, that was a part of the problem. But just like crack was systematically put into our hood, not everybody smoked it. So you don't have to, just because it's here. Okay, for instance, a dog will shit on the ground, and you're not going to have anything to do with that. So there are things that are around us. That doesn't mean you have to partake.
Right.
So, like I was saying, it's like the black man, it's always been that we don't care, we abandon. But
that's the narrative.
Yeah, but that narrative was started by the powers that be, but it was picked up now by our women. See, it was picked up by them, and now they're carrying the torch. Because there's something called the Monahan Report. I don't know if a lot of people have ever read the Monahan Report, but it was a study that was done. I've actually looked into this. It was a study that was done where, at one time when there was the job market had plummeted, they were giving individual. When the job market had plummeted and males weren't getting jobs, they gave each race of women the opportunity to get government assistance. And because at that time, like I said, things were hard, so they gave them government assistance. And after a while, I would say maybe a one window of maybe 10 to 15 years, they came back and gave you the option of getting off the government assistance and going back to your family, because this is when the industry and plant boom had started, factories and all this. So this had started, so men were getting their jobs back, and it was the chance for the family structure again, because the man was being a leader. And it was really, as a whole, most black women didn't go back to the family structure. They just stayed with the independence of having these things. And you can't get these things with the black man there. So the narrative has to be he left, Because it wouldn't sound right to a child to say, well, I sold the whole family out and I got rid of your dad because
So I could get a check each month.
Exactly. The kid
He
will be
can't
like,
live here because I want the check.
Exactly. So you can't tell the child that. The
Right.
child, and then the child will look at you like, Mom, you know? So this was a thing where our women, to this day, this is why we have more gender reveals than weddings. Because, you know, you have that child, you know, you get that assistance.
Mm-hmm.
And then the term is, I don't need a man. Okay, well, you still do, but you're not going to.
His name is now Uncle Sam.
Factory, like Liz Zaddy. I mean, the government, like they chose the government over the structure and the leadership of the black man.
Because you need somebody if you ain't doing it for yourself.
Well, I mean, there's a yin to everybody's yang. I mean, you know, like for instance, when the man, if you have a child, the woman is considered the nurturer, the man is considered the provider. So everybody has a role to make a team successful. So if one person gets out of that, and a lot of this was due to feminism, because they made women demand equality. But I also studied feminism, and a lot of women don't understand feminism was only created because the government could only tax one individual in the household. They could only tax the male because the mother stayed home as the nurturer. So they could only tax one provider. So what did they do? Okay, no, you need your equality, you need your rights, you know, so women started to vehemently fight for that.
Well, plus, you know, in the war, during war times, they were short workers because they sent the men to war. And so they gave them the opportunity to work, but they really just needed laborers. And of course, then well, we can work too. We can do this too.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm a female. So, you know, of course, I enjoy being in a position of power. You know, I enjoy being able to have leadership roles.
Okay.
But there's a place for everything too.
So let me ask you this. Even though you may have those requirements and feelings, do you consider yourself feminine or masculine?
I mean, I feel I have a balance.
Well, what are you by nature?
Well, I'm a female. I have female parts.
Feminine.
Yeah, I'm feminine.
Yeah, so, like I said, feminism made women take on the moniker of being masculine. No, that's not how it works. You know, like, okay, for instance, if I'm a man, right, and I'm acting emotional and acting loud and boisterous and can't contain my feelings, that's not me. So as a woman, when women are like, I'm masculine, I'm strong, no, that's based on the male that you may deal with that may allow that. I don't mind a woman voicing her opinion. Yes, you can be my backbone. We're side by side, but there's something called gynocratic duality. I don't know if a lot of people understand this as well. I've looked into gynocratic duality where women want to be men. Oh, you can't do that. But then I find it funny that a woman that's masculine, whenever it benefits her, she can go back to being feminine that quick.
There's some in the alphabet gang that do that.
No, well, I'm not going to say every single woman, but when it's beneficial to them, most do. Oh, I'm masculine. But then there's a problem. No, you're supposed to be there for. Listen, it's got to be that way. The majority of the time. Don't try to outman me. You can't.
Well, then what do you need you know, in a partnership, in a unity between two people, regardless of what sex you are, we're not even going to touch that subject. But there are feminine aspects and there's masculine aspects. And of course, you know, they play off of each other. Sometimes men can do housework. Do you agree? Because you have to be cleanly.
Yeah, but that's something that you were taught. That's not a feminine trait. Your mom taught you pick your clothes up, clean up. My mom told me when I was 11, she said, you're not going to get into arguments when you get older in relationships. And I was like, why not? She said, because you're going to be domesticated. You're going to know how to cook. You're going to know how to clean for yourself.
Right.
So that's something we're taught.
Yeah. Well, hopefully. There's people out there that don't.
No.
If not, you know.
But I mean, but like I said, though, if you're with a person that's not doing that and you may stress that to them, that's imperative, and they're not doing it, then the longer you stay, then the less you have anyone to blame but yourself.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, so like I said.
Because you're accepting something at that point that you don't like, and now you've accepted it. So either deal with it or don't complain about it because you've accepted it at that point.
Because ladies, if you're with a no good man, I kind of think that a lot of times women are with no good men because these are the men they can control the narrative with. See, they can be masculine and strong with a weak man. But see, my aura is masculine, actual strength. So a lot of times when I interact with women like that, it doesn't work. It's a repellent. Because they'll say, well, I can't do it with you because I'm actually a masculine man. So that won't work with me. You're not masculine.
Then she's not for you, bro.
No, it's not even in a relationship aspect. It's just even in interaction. You can talk to a woman and she can tell you she's masculine and how she'll this situation and that situation. And it's a repellent over here because I'm like, no, you're not. You're just argumentative and you were able to down talk certain types of men. That doesn't make you masculine. Doesn't make you masculine. So,
that's kind of narcissistic.
What?
I'm saying the female. Because I feel because now she has that controlling sense of being. You know, that's why I say that.
Well, like
some people have that. They want that control.
Yeah, weak people want control. Strong people want respect. Like, I don't want to control a woman.
I don't want to control anyone either.
Like, for instance, I would never ask a woman what she brings to the table because when I'm in a restaurant, I tell them what I want. So there are not a lot of demands that I have for a woman.
Right.
Very few simple ones. You know, peace and another P word. That's really it. So you don't got to cook and clean and do all the slaving and because I always ask black women this: have you ever talked to women of other countries and see how they get treated? Yeah. So black women shouldn't say they're oppressed and they're getting treated bad.
But, and this goes for everybody. Whatever you allow will be.
Yeah, but like I said, once again, though, the problem, again, speaking solely in my race, you're allowing it, but you're still placing the blame on the individual. When you have to place the blame. Okay, you hear a woman say, oh, I was with a no good nigga and it didn't work. They never say, well, I was with a no good nigga and I allowed it because I'm really no good. You don't ever hear that part. That part is edited. I'm not going to be with a person that's no good. As soon as I see a woman doesn't have pure intentions, we're done. I don't care how good you look, how good the yams was, we're done. So that's me as a strong man. And a lot of times, like, a woman won't gravitate to me because they can't tell me what to do. We can work together, but you can't give me demands and orders because I have my own stuff. So, you know, it's not, oh, well, you better do that. You know when men are the nicest? Do you know what a man that lives with a woman, do you know when he's the nicest? In the winter.
Because it's cold outside.
Because his ass don't want to get put out. Yeah, he's very nice. From, let's say from Thanksgiving to, Easter?
Listen.
He's very nice because, you know, he don't want that pride. He don't want to come home and it's February, it's 10 inches outside and you shit on the porch.
Why should you be put out, though? What are you doing to be put out? And if you're just with somebody that's their behavior and that's how they treat you and deal with you, why the fuck are you with them anyway? I'm just gonna say
because that's a compatibility of weakness. You're weak as a man, she's weak as a woman, so this is why you guys can get along.
Well, yeah, those are magnets.
You have nothing
with each other.
You have nothing, and she's may have the shelter, the roof over their head. So, and that may have been coming from assistance and help.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna stop this right here. All y'all. Everybody trying to be in any type of relationship needs to come into the relationship being self-sufficient. Let's start there.
Well, no, come into the relationship loving yourself first.
Yeah.
No, you got to respect and love yourself first. See, the problem also in the black race is there are a lot of men that are trying to love women. There are a lot of women trying to love men that don't simply love themselves. So that's going to always be a problem. So that's virtually impossible to do. So yeah, I have two things that most people don't have.
What's that, Tim?
Discipline and inner peace.
Yeah, a lot of people don't have those
Most people
things.
don't have that. Most people don't have that. That's why I can, like, the past 3 years.
That's why you can be an entrepreneur.
Well, and in the past 3 years, I've taken a substantial loss financially. A lot of this money was stolen from me, from the number one woman in my life. It's a part of my history, though. It's a part of my situation. But you ask anybody that was around me, they never knew it because I never took the smile off my face. The peace in my heart still stayed. The discipline, the focus, it was always there. I still woke up at 5 a.m. Well, my bad. I wake up at 4 and be in the gym by 5:30. Then go to my gym and train my fighters. So the focus and the discipline was always there. It never dissipates. So, you know, I was always upbeat. Even when I knew this situation I was dealing with was catastrophic. You know, betrayal doesn't come from an enemy. You expect that. Betrayal comes from a loved one. So I've encountered the highest form of betrayal. Like I had almost like over $250,000 stolen from me in properties and in finances and real estate assets. So, you know, this was something I had to deal with. You know, I'm still coming out the abyss now, but like it was major. And to find out about it, like it hurt me for a while. But I never treated anyone else bad. And I always, when I came into society, I was always me. And it wasn't an act. So like I said, I know I have inner peace because...
But that's, like you said, it takes discipline. Because when you come outside and you know you got a lot of shit going on, right? And you come into another situation, you're already sensitive. You can be sensitive to other people's energies. So you have to be mindful. Like when I walk in here, I'm going to greet everybody like I want to be greeted. Hey, how are you doing today? You know, otherwise there's people that come in, I'm fine, I'm good. And that used to be me. I talk to my brother, right? I don't talk to my brother too often, but I talk to my brother and he's like, hey, yo, you sound like you're in a really friggin' great place. Like every time I talk to you over the years, you know, it sounds like you're like Eeyore.
Yeah, it should be that way.
But it's like you have to change your mindset, change your vibration, change. Not that that's being fake, but you have to put it to the forefront because it's easy to fall into that ho-hum attitude. You know what I mean?
Complacency.
Yeah, and just be on that mediocre vibe. No, I need it to be, you know, we need to be up here so we can keep progressing. And that's hard. It's hard to stay up top when shit's going on.
Well, about getting to the top in anything you do, that's always the hardest part, staying there. The hardest part is not getting a female in the relationship, is keeping her happy. So there's a lot of things about maintaining once you get there. That's when the real work comes in. So, I mean, you know, a lot of people don't want to work hard nowadays. Excuse me. There's no work ethic. Like, even when I train kids, I'll ask the parents, you know, what kind of culture does your child come from? You know, are they active? They play any sports? Oh, no, he's a gamer. He lazy. So when I tell him, yo, you got to run 3 miles, he looking like, who this dude? You know, that's a detriment. That's a problem. And then that same parent will want their child to look like the next Floyd Mayweather. It's not going to work. You know, your home is your first institution of higher learning. I don't care what schools you go to. Anything you bring into society, you learned at home first.
Yeah, facts.
Like most of the, let me ask you this, most of these young men that are doing the killings at home, I mean, killings in the city, where do you think they go to when they're done? They go right home. The mom may know he's the tyrant in society.
She may, yeah.
Oh,
Sometimes
no, I'm
a lot of times
she
they
does,
allow it.
and she gonna still fight that police officer when he come to arrest him. Like, for instance, the young men that did the shooting on South Street, how they were 16. How'd they get in Virginia? How'd they get in Virginia in an apartment already in 2 days? How'd they do that? Somebody grown funded that. Yeah, so 9 times out of 10, it's, you know, you can't breastfeed these men until they 30, moms. You got to let them be men, you know? Nigga 25, he drinking out the orange juice out the refrigerator. No fucking shirt on, pants sagging, won't put the trash out. So these are problems. A lot of women, they're raising their boyfriends.
A lot of times.
Yeah, but
now the boyfriend is not too much older than the son.
Well, it doesn't really like. Well,
and that's
for
both, you know, men and women. Like, that's just a thing. There's kids raising kids now. You know, that's an epidemic.
Yeah, because your older mother told you to have that baby because you was gonna get a check when you was 19, but you shouldn't have it. That's stupid. You're not mentally strong enough to raise yourself. How you gonna raise yourself and a child? That makes absolutely no sense.
I actually knew somebody that did that. Like when I was coming up, somebody that my cousin went to high school with, their mom was like a systematic person, right? And they lived that way. And she told her daughter, like, listen, you're getting ready to turn 18. I'm too old to have any more kids. So, and the girl went and she got pregnant so she could get that check. I was like, get out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
That's being taught. It's almost like it's a joy if a child comes home pregnant nowadays. Are you not? I'm like, shit, all right. Not who? Wait a minute. No, you're not ready. Yeah,
you're not ready.
It was different.
Like, this is a lifetime thing. Like this is a lifetime choice right here.
Yeah, like I have a daughter, so I I'm not that kind of dad where I tell I'll call my daughter. My daughter, she'll be at an Airbnb with her girlfriends and things like that. I don't be like, oh, you there? No boys. I don't do that. When I'm with my daughter, I'll say, yeah, you see that young lady right there? She about your age. She pregnant. She has a child. If you want that lifestyle. But you're not getting spoiled anymore. You're not getting anything. The baby's gonna get spoiled, even though she's not going. We're not doing that. You're not ready for that.
Right.
Not ready for that. And then you're gonna have it. Let me tell you something about a no good man. Soon as a woman tells a no good man that she's pregnant by him, first thing he's gonna tell her is he's not ready to have that child.
I've heard it, but
listen, I don't care. I don't care
every
how much,
time they say
listen,
I can change him.
I don't care how
It'll
much
get
money
better.
he counting on Instagram. Tell him you pregnant, he gonna let you know he broke. I don't got no money. I can't raise no kid.
Or just simply, I'm not interested.
So this is why a lot of the children in our culture are born out of spite. It's not love. I'm gonna get you back for 18 years, nigga. I'm having this baby. It's the slash zaddy with the subsidies and slash. I'm gonna get you back. So the children are not even born out of love anymore. It's strife. It's payback. It's not good. That's just more detriment to our culture, our race. Other races are still flourishing and building. Our race is crumbling. This is why I speak out.
But do you think that's just in urban culture or as a whole? Like, because there's tons of different societies.
I'm going to go back to the report card. Like I said, once again, Jay come in the house and he doing bad. And he say, but Mom, my best friend fucking up too. He black. It's cool. Come on. So I don't point fingers at other races. See.
But I'm saying,
let me respond to you.
Okay, go
let me
ahead.
respond to you. That is the result of our race being female led, because now the men don't even take accountability. You see that? You see how that works? Now the men are no. Well, what about them? Well, they doing it. Well, what about over there? That's a lack of accountability, because you're supposed to say first, yeah, I fucked up. That's the first thing you're supposed to say first. You're never supposed to point anyone else out.
Right. How did you take part in this situation? You got to look at yourself.
I tell people this all the time. I'm allowed to check another individual because I'll check myself first. Tune, you fucked up. That was stupid. You shouldn't have did that. Now, it's been few and far in between now, the older I get. But, yeah, I've always checked myself. Yeah, that was stupid, bro. You shouldn't have did that. You know what I mean? Even if it's a verbal situation with some, damn, I'll spin the block. Like, yo, my bad. That was on me. I was wrong. You know what I mean? So you don't usually get that with our women being apologetic. It's no knock to them, but they're not usually apologetic.
I just think that's as a whole, as a human, a lot of people, their ego is too large to take accountability. They're just not on that same. They're not vibing on a high frequency. Let's put it that way.
A lot of them are just. I would say broke. Not really broken, but just I don't know. I don't know.
I would agree with that. A lot of people endure.
Well, I don't want to take it as far as broken, because then that means they may not be able to be repaired. So I mean, I want to go that far.
We all suffer emotional traumas, right? Regardless of what it was, what it looks like to you, what it looks like to me, what it looks like to the person in the next room. We all suffer some sort of emotional traumas from the time we are in the womb to the time, we expire.
Okay, so most of the trauma nowadays, I think children are facing it more nowadays because, like I said, once again, no one is passing down love. It's not love anymore.
Right.
It's not love. I see the origins. How they'll say black women are bitter. I see the origins of it, because you'll have a young lady. She's maybe she's a baby. She's 1, 2, and 3. Oh, the older she get, big sit up, get the F over. They're hearing that now, and they're getting a lot of that. So then they come to somebody like me, and I'm like, damn, this child is uptight as hell. But I tend to break that. I'll stay. I'll show them love. I don't know how much love they get within the 24 hours of a day, but the 90 minutes to 2 hours they with me, they're gonna get that.
Yeah, Tune is hard, but he does it with love though, because he's gonna tell you just straight up. Like my son is like, look at him, but he loves him because he respects. Yeah, he respects that you are who you are, and at the end of the day, it's like your delivery is similar to mine, like just straight up.
Yeah, I ask people this all the time. A few things about me. Like I ask them, I say, yo, you ever been kidnapped? I'm like, nah. I say, yo, you ever been framed for rape where you was looking at 120 years of your life gone? Like, nah. Yo, you ever look down the barrel of a shotgun in your face? Nah. I mean, these are a few things that I've been through. You ever been almost killed in a car accident and the car flip over 2 times and crush you in it? You got to get cut out of it and learn how to walk again for 6 months. These are things I've been through personally in life. So I ask people these things. I say, yo, have you been through these things? No, I ain't been through nothing like that. So what's your problem, man? Get the fuck back to work. I don't want to hear that bullshit. If you want the most out of life and somebody cares about you, they're going to hold your feet to the fire. They're not going to coddle you. See, a lot of women, okay, men can relate to this. You have a discussion with your girlfriend. It may be heated. The first person she calls is her girlfriend because her girlfriend is going to co-sign whatever BS she does. Whatever BS she does, she's going to co-sign it. So, no, we're not doing that. No, no, we're going to get this work done, and I'm going to help your ass. So this is what I do. You know what I mean? Any young boy I grind up, you'll see me in the gym. I always come back and pull him to the side like, yo, young boy, you know what it is. You know I care about you, bro, but I gotta get
I can't let you slide. Like that's right.
Because you're going to cut corners in life. It's not going to get you anywhere. You know what I mean? You can't get shot and put a Band-Aid on it. Yeah, so, you know.
People put duct tape. I've heard people use duct tape, but yeah, it's not effective.
Yeah, that's just like putting your bullets in olive oil. Back in the day, we used to have to put the bullets in oil so your guns wouldn't jam. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not getting into that, but I'm just saying that's just like, this is just a little smell off there. Take you back off of what you just said.
Lubrication, right? Yeah, never heard.
Yeah, but you know, that just prevented the guns from getting jammed. You could have the rustiest gun, but it just would prevent it from getting jammed, though. So it was just a little street knowledge, that's all. A little street acumen, that's all. You know.
Olive oil and potatoes, right? So
that was more to muffle it.
Yeah, exactly.
Little Idaho, little Idaho to go. That'd be on the phone, yo. Idaho to go.
Idaho to go. I need one. Idaho to go.
Yeah.
I've never heard that one. I like
you're making me have flashbacks. Shit back.
We're gonna heal your emotional traumas in the next 3 weeks, Tune. You know.
No, I'm good. I learned from my mistakes. I learned from my mistakes. I mean, like I said, I felt bad when the mom would bring the PlayStation 3 days after Christmas because she wanted some work, and the kids that stuff was making me feel bad. So I had to get out the dope game once I started getting a conscience. I started you can't care in that game, you'll get killed. So once I started caring, I had to get out of it. I knew, and then my daughter was being born, so I was like, yo,
right, I'm out of here.
Yeah, everything. When you're in the game, the number one thing you want is an expiration date. Yeah, you want to have structure to know when you.
But listen, there's a lot of folks, young men especially, out here nowadays that they live specifically for this and have no expectation of making it past 30. None whatsoever.
Because once again, it'll go around, come back full circle. The men aren't being allowed to help them with that element. The men aren't being allowed. There are men that want to do their jobs. They got fired, remember? They ain't quit, they got fired. So there are men that want to do this. They want to help young men. But even if you try to, if there's moodiness and, like out here the young boys say, oh man, OGs don't want to mess with us. No, it's not true. I'm an OG, I fuck with y'all. They do. But a lot of y'all are not receptive to the message because you don't want constructive criticism. Which all comes back to accountability.
And being emotional.
But you don't want the accountability. I used to call my ex-girlfriend Floyd Mayweather because she never took a loss. She never was wrong. She could do the most blatant shit. It was still my fault. Like, damn, Floyd, stop calling me that. But you weren't defeated. Damn, you shoulder rolling like a motherfucker. So that's the accountability. That's black men, we say that's the black woman's kryptonite. Accountability. Like, we have nothing against black women. But see, when we speak out, black women say we don't like them. No, we're just speaking out on things we may not like that you do. It's not you as a person. The average man would still want to be with his own. But it's difficult nowadays, you know? It's you know what's after hot girl summer?
What is it?
Stepdad season.
Oh shit.
Like, this shit is pathetic. Like, they actually fucking labeling this shit. Like, it's stepdad season now because it's getting cold. Christmas
I mean,
coming,
I always known it as cuffing season, but stepdad season.
No, it's
This is the
stepdad
first
season
time
now.
I heard
Yeah,
that one.
It's stepdad season, and I actually heard this from females. Like, yeah, stepdad season coming. I'm like, damn, stepdad season.
Right.
Putting titles on this shit, huh? Stepdad season. So,
But it goes back to how people view things differently now, right? Back in the day, being loose, being quote unquote a whore, being what they call now a thought, and whatever else you want to call it, that was so taboo. Like, oh my God, don't you dare.
it's cool nowadays.
Don't say you're the mistress. Don't say you're the this. No, we don't talk about that.
So,
But now it's cool to advertise. I'm a thought. I'm a this. I'm a that. I do this. Yeah, I'm nasty. I'm ratchet. These female performers, entertainers have made careers off of it. And now I saw some little meme. It said something about, y'all ran through the men. Now y'all talking about how nasty you can be with each other. It's like, where are the limits? What's the limit anymore?
So let me ask you this: how many dads do you think would allow that?
My question always goes back to, why are the mothers allowing it?
So you have to understand something about mother. You know the term living vicariously through your child.
Listen, I had a conversation earlier today, talking about the what do you call those? The kids, they dress up with those beauty pageants. And I said, of course, they're trying to live. They spend thousands and thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of dollars to live vicariously through their child.
Yeah.
And put them through all that bullshit.
Yeah, I encounter that a lot with dads that bring their sons to the gym. It's like, okay, Dad, you may not have had the chance, but calm down, relax. He ain't gonna get it overnight. And I don't need your help coaching, thanks, but you brought him to me.
Right.
Relax. You know what I mean? And I always tell the dad this: if you're telling your child something in my gym about boxing, do not repeat anything that I'm teaching him. I want to hear your innovation and what you're creating. Don't repeat what I tell him. I can do that. So, as far as living vicariously through children, which is something that I learned in social science in college, but yeah, it's a detriment because a lot of older women don't give younger women game because that younger woman still has a chance. If you done ran smack and dab to the wall and you don't have a man, you're not going to really give that younger woman game. You know what you're going to tell her? Men ain't shit. Because you don't want her to get a chance. God forbid oh my God, fuck this mother, you know what I mean? So women do that. They don't give women proper game. Think about this, Rose. You wake up every day, right? And you have a whole culture of people that are saying, Rose ain't shit. We don't like Rose. Don't trust Rose. You better stay away from Rose. She ain't shit. You better watch that road. And you actually a genuine good person. And you live in this shit every day. Oh, that's Rose. Yeah, that's what black men encounter. But we encounter it mostly with our women. These niggas ain't shit. You're like, damn, for real? So why'd you stay with him if he wasn't shit? Compatibility, you ain't shit. So, I mean, we know how it works, but see, once again, though, like I said, we have these conversations not because we hate each other. We have these I tell a person that shit because I actually care about you. Like, yo, you fucked up. We got to work on this.
I'm one of those people too. Like, hey, you know what? I want to see you succeed.
I want to see you do good.
I want to see you fucking win. I want to see you win. I'm winning. I want to see you win. How can we help you win and do it your way within reason? Because obviously what you've been doing isn't getting you nowhere. So you do need to change what you are doing. But let's make it whoever you are with a twist. You know what I mean? Because if my gameplay isn't going to be the same as yours because we have different interests, we have different resources,
yes.
So do it your way, but, with a twist.
I mean, I just look at it like whatever you do, just make sure that respect is at the top of that. As long as you're doing it in a respectful manner, everything else will fall under that. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't disrespect people. If I'm having a conversation with a female that I care about and I'm letting her know things that I may want, is being done respectfully. It's not talking down to him. It's no Ike Turner shit, none of that. No, we're doing it respectfully.
Right.
But we can be told the things that we need to do in order to get the opposite sex. Why can't we speak on the things that we require and demand in order to get the opposite sex? You know? The biggest problem in our relationship and our society was when we start calling women out. As long as women were saying we were no good, everything was fine. Until we start speaking up. And there's still a lot of men out here that are in relationships, and you guys, listen, guys, you're a big problem because you guys don't have the courage to tell your lady how you really feel. That's a problem. Don't go in the barbershop. I'm in the gym working out. I be telling motherfuckers, they come here, yo, let me tell you what my lady did last night. Yo, bro, you told me about her yesterday.
Yeah, I heard. Listen,
and you going home to her today.
Right.
I don't want to hear that shit.
I'm gonna give you. I had this girlfriend. She's like, I'll give you one chance. This is what she tells us. I'll give you one chance. You can tell me the story, but don't. Next time I see you, I don't want to hear about this shit. No, either change it or don't talk about it no more.
Yeah.
Because what are you doing? You're going through the same cycle over and over and over again. You're not changing nothing. So why do I have to keep hearing about it?
Yeah, stop watching Kevin Samuel reruns and going in the barbershop and you expressing what your lady doing, but you ain't telling her. Like, no, that shit ain't gonna work.
She drive me crazy. Well, did you tell her she drive you crazy?
Nah, man, because then she gonna be, nah, nigga, you got, listen.
But you accept it. Now you've accepted it.
But your blood pressure 200 over 100. You're a fucking ticking time bomb, but you know, most health ailments come from relationships and food. They come from job relationships, home relationships, and, you know, the things you
life
consume.
Stressors, facts.
The things you consume. These are most of your ailments come from. You know what I mean? Whether it be physical, you know, mental, you know, these is where most of your ailments come from. So, like I said, if you're in a situation and you feel as though it's not helping you grow, especially since we
to go.
Especially since we came off the pandemic, it's about growth. You know what I mean? So, you know, like, you know, you have a lot of entrepreneurs, but they're not genuinely entrepreneurs. Like you have somebody say, I sell skin cream. That's not a business. No, that's not a business. You know, you're making candles and shit. That's cool. That's just some side shit to do. But you got to have something else that's going to generate the majority of the income, the influx.
Every successful business person, and I always say this, should have minimum of 5 lines of business.
Yeah, well, in the Millionaire Handbook, it says 7, but I feel you on 5.
Yeah, a minimum
seven
of 5.
streams of income, yeah. Well, in the Millionaire Handbook, there's a very few simplistic things it says in the book, but they're very imperative. Like, you should wake up every morning at 4. You should make your bed up every day. Like, these are in the Millionaire Handbook. You should have 7 streams of income. So, you know, these are things that, you know, I've studied, and I just try to, you know, live by a certain mode. But like I said, it all comes, it's not reading that and saying, oh, I'm going to do that. It comes from the discipline.
Discipline,
and saying, this is what I'm going to do. And, you know, like sometimes a female may want to come over and keep me company. And I'm like, yo, it's 11 at night. I got to get up at 3.
I got to go to bed.
I got to go to, the discipline. You know, not the, all right, well, come on then and fuck what I got to do. No.
Like, I do the same thing. Like, no, I got to get up. Yeah. I have to go home. I've already had a full day. Sometimes, you know, I do want to hang out. Sometimes I don't. But regardless, you know, I still have to take into account what I have to finish for the day and what I have to get up and do in the morning.
Yes, yeah. I'm very introverted. I mean, I usually keep to myself a lot because that gives me a lot of opportunities to think. You know what I mean? Like, I'll go home and I'll watch fights. I'll study opponents. You know, like, actually, we just won June 16th, too. And we got another fight coming up August. Yeah, thanks. We won June. Shout out to my young boy, Zah. Doing very well, exceptionally well. Been training Zah for about 4 years now. But we have another fight coming up in Williamsport, August 27th. I mean, I'm sorry, Reading, PA, August 27th. And we fight in Chester in September. And we fight in North Carolina in October. So we're kind of like booked every month. You know, but we're getting the work done. You know what I mean? Young boys boxing very well.
You're getting those bookings. Like,
yeah, he's boxing very well. He's doing exceptionally well. So, you know, we you know, shout out to my boy Payne, my boy Pro Payne. I see you up on the live.
Wolf.
Wolf, what up, Wolf? Yeah, so, you know, we got another fight coming up August 27th. So we're in a training camp right now. You know, we're getting ready. So, you know, we'll usually do about a 5 or 6 week training camp, get ready for a fight. You know, really lock in. So a lot of times I really don't deal with people at that time because I'm so locked in for the fight.
Right. Okay, so as a trainer, do you guys kind of go by the same guidelines as a fighter? When getting ready, mentally prepared for the fight?
Yeah, everything but the sex. Yeah, everything but the sex. Like, I can have sex.
Right.
Like, I can have sex tonight. The
you said that is not going to mess my shit up.
Yeah, funny story.
It'll mess me up if I don't have it.
Funny story, a friend of mine, she was like, she was like, Dad, y'all fight tonight. We had a fight coming up at Parks Casino. She was like, y'all fight tonight. She was like, Dad, I wanted to come see you. Y'all can't have sex. Y'all got... I was like, no, I can.
He said, I can. The
I said,
fighter
I
can.
said, he can.
Right.
You can come on over.
He don't do that.
Yeah, I'll hold it down for him. You can come over. So, but like I said, usually the fighter, well, this is the thing with being a coach. The fighter has to have confidence in you to know that you know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's really a question that a fighter poses to me that I can't give them the science and the answer behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why my fighters have confidence in me, because they'll see how I mold them.
Not because you've been on Showtime a few times.
Showtime, HBO, ESPN.
not
Don't sell me
because
short. Fought on Sergey Kovalev championship undercard. And these are all things that I've done as a manager within 4 years of boxing. Like, I've got us on HBO championship cards. Had an invite to work with Terrence Crawford. We worked with Tank, Coach Calvin Ford. Shout out to Coach Calvin Ford. Shout out to Bozy. Shout out to Boots. I was just with Bozy and Boots yesterday. So, just sitting up, busting it up with them. I took a few kids that I train that actually like Boots. And I took them to the gym to go meet Boots yesterday.
To have that experience.
It was a great feeling. These kids were very elated. And Boots, me and Boots busted up. They was like, Coach, you really cool with him. I'm like, it's my young boy. I worked with this young boy for 3 to 4 years. So it was good to see these kids being happy,
right.
Getting to meet
have
their
that
idol.
Experience, right.
Because it was funny, we were at the gym earlier that day, so I called Bozy, and I'm like, yo, Boz, what you doing, coach? He like, I'm chilling too. I said, what time you going to be at the gym? He said, 12:30. I said, Boots going to be there? He said, yeah, we be there at 12:30 because we got a fight in October. So then after that, I tell her, because I got him on speakerphone, so then I tell all the kids after that, yeah, come on, y'all, we're going to go meet Boots today. So it was just good to just see them happy, jumping around. So, it just feels good, to give, to help people,
right.
Like in Islam, we call that zakat, which is charity, one of the 5 pillars. So, this is just something that I genuinely do. I try to, help someone less fortunate every day. Genuinely do it.
Right.
Because in Islam, it's not the act. It's the intention behind it.
Right.
Like, you can ask me for something, and if I'm like, all right, fuck, Rose here. No, I don't get the blessing for that. If I just genuinely do it, then I get the blessing. So, it's just something that's taught me a lot. I genuinely care about people. A lot of people don't. And shit, I genuinely care about a lot of people don't give a fuck about me. I still do it though. Blessings meant more to me than a brick of coke. That's why I left the dope game alone.
Yeah, when you have that inner peace, you have a lot more happiness to share.
Yes.
And you never know who or how you can affect somebody at all, because you never know what they're going through, what they need. And when you work with kids, you can tell, you can see what they need. And a lot of kids are lacking. They're lacking that mentorship. They're lacking the love, the inspiration, and sometimes even fun. Facts. It's stressful as a child.
Not allowed to have fun
out here in society, because there's a lot of rules. There's parents that don't care. They're left to their own selves.
Well, as a child, it would be a lot easier for you if you were actually getting the initial love at home. Yeah. You're not getting it. So you're like, man, if I ain't getting it at home,
who else cares?
Who else cares?
If my parents don't care, who fuck cares out there?
But then you'll always question how genuine it is. Yep. Because you're not used to it being genuine from their original foundation, which is your first institution of higher learning, which is your home. So, this is a big problem because you're coming in society as a liability. Yeah, so that, it's not good. But like I said, I'm gonna fight the good fight. I'm gonna keep doing it. I don't wake up and be like, oh shit, this shit is a wrap. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, we fucked. I don't do that. I still wake up with supreme optimism. You know what I mean? Yeah. Fucker might be like, nah, nigga, but I'm gonna still be optimistic. You know what I mean? Because I care. I want to see people do good in life. You know what I mean? So.
And it's fun. It's rewarding. It's rewarding when you especially don't know how you're helping, but you realize down the road that you helped somebody, or they come back and say that to you, like, hey, man, I really appreciate that. You never know how much that meant, yada, yada, it's rewarding.
Yeah, I love the testimonials from parents that come back to me when they see the change in their children. They like, yo, some of the kids will be introverted. They won't.
They have more confidence.
Now they have confidence. I actually had a dad come to me and just give me $500 extra in an envelope one time. He's like, yo, man.
Yes,
man.
tip.
He's like, bro, my son now, man, he got a personality. He laughing, joking. Before I was worried about him, I'm like, yeah, well, see, this is why I tell you, bring him around the other kids. They can start to, have fun. Listen, in my environment, in my gym, you come in the gym, you got to speak. Right. You gotta be respectful. I got young ladies in the gym. I don't play that dumb shit. We ain't doing that.
We're gonna be proper in here.
And you can get your ass out, and I'll take it up with your parents. Like, yeah, we'll get to the bottom of it. But no dumb shit. No, we're not doing that because it's too much anarchy in our race. It's too much anarchy and chaos. You know what I mean? There's no structure. So at least, like I said, you're around me that 90 minutes, 2 hours, 2 hours and a half, because sometimes we'll train from 7:30 to 10. So I'm like, yo, you got to get up early. Parents will be like, oh, yeah. No, get your ass up early. This is a part of life. You got to get up. Take care of your business. Like I said, in the Millionaire Handbook, you got to wake up at 4 a.m.
You can have everything you need done before noon. And still have noon to do whatever else you need or want to do.
I have physically done things before people even wake. Like I said, I wake up at 4. I'm in the gym at 5:30. I work out for 90 minutes, then I go train till maybe 10. Most people haven't gotten out. Most people haven't gotten out of bed yet. I've already done these things. Now I'm gonna go home, get myself together. I have business meetings. Got to meet with my accountant. Things of this nature. Get ready to get demolition started on one of my properties. So just. We're going to probably go the route of the lofts, putting up the lofts. So we got to start the demolition.
Nice.
As far as tearing the building down, things of this nature. So, these are business deals that have to be done, moves that have to be made. I can't do this shit laying around bullshitting, Yeah, like I do know. I tell black people this, right? When they go to a job, people will say, oh, well, they don't like me here. And I'll say, listen, I do business with white people. White people are like this. Do your job.
Just do your job.
Do your job and go home. Stop with all the extra shit. You're trying to be the most popular, who like you.
Right.
Do your job and go home. I owned a cleaning company. I had 8 contracts with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. I lost the cleaning company during the pandemic. And when we would go to meetings with these vice presidents and regional managers and presidents of these companies, like, no, it's a 10 o'clock meeting. I'm there 9:40. I'm there. They pull up. They like, oh, you here already? Yeah, that's the first presentation of you. Like, oh, yeah, nigga, and he here early. That's a rarity.
I mean, that's just with people in general.
No,
I'm not even going to put a color, a race, anything on that shit.
I am because I'm speaking on my people. Yeah,
I'm not going to.
No, well, Rose, I understand you saying that. Think about this. Since we've been having this conversation.
I feel that way. I feel that way about everybody because you're here to do business. And you're not here to do business.
Let me say this. You won't say it, but I will. But usually it ain't called WPT. It's called CPT.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right then. So come on, but listen. Hey,
but
Rose,
y'all coined it.
Hold on, Rose. We coined it because our motherfucking people. Fuck you mean? This is why we coined it. Because when you looked up the merger at time, it was a...
I hear you. But there's people of all types that are just late. They don't respect time.
And like I was saying once again... I understand that all people do it.
But I'm talking about...
I don't care, though. I don't care. Like I said, no, but don't get me wrong. Any race or child that comes into my gym, I help. But like I said, okay, make it even more simplistic. Who doing the majority of these damn killings in the city? All right, then. It's
broken people.
Hold on. Okay, once again. Rose, let's be realistic. There is a reason why you have to say the things.
I hear you. I hear you. I mean, I'm not denying what you're saying has, some hard evidence behind it. I'm not saying that.
This shit is facts-absolutely.
Yeah,
facts-absolutely. Yeah, this shit facts-absolutely. Like, nah, this is.
Yeah, we got issues. That's true.
Listen. Okay. So, all right. You go outside right now. All right, this is one thing I wanted to tell black people about racism.
Okay, this is the last thing, too.
Yeah, this is the last thing. All right. I just want to talk about racism. Stop getting mad at other races and blaming them for not wanting to deal with you. Other races can't differentiate a black person from a nigga like we can. I can differentiate that quickly. If I go outside right now and there's 3 motherfuckers with poo shiesties on and hoodies on right now, I'm going the other way. I already know what time it is. I can depict that and spot it. Other races can't do this as easily as we can. So you can't fault them if they may not want to deal with you because they don't know. Which, as a black man,
I just don't like that ignorance. That there's still that in 2022.
No.
That's bothersome.
No. This is why I'm saying it's not ignorance. As a black man, to the core, I don't want to deal with no niggas. So why I gotta make another race want to? I don't want to. I'm black as shit.
But within their own race, they have their own folks.
Once again, like I said, and you know what they do when they race? They hold their own folks accountable. They'll tell their own folks, yo, we don't do that. They tell them. Now, whether they accept it or not, that's on them, but they do tell them. They do communicate that. Mm-hmm. So if they're a business owner and they may be skeptical or worried about me, I have to expect that because of what previous people have done before me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? My aura may say I ain't the one, but generally, when you get to know me, I'm a good dude. So if I walk in a person's store and I can't fault them for that.
I know, but that sucks, don't it?
No, but if you fucked it up and did it, you can't blame nobody else. You can't. So that's just all, you know what I mean? Like with the racism thing, stop blaming other people, you know what I mean? Because like I said, as black people, we don't want to deal with niggas.
That's true.
We deal with black people. We don't want to deal with no niggas. So when you're blaming other races, oh, they did this, they holding us back, they doing this and they doing it. Yeah, they holding us back because you motherfuckers don't stick together. Everybody chasing the bag. Nobody's building structure.
You gotta rebuild communities.
Yeah, so you blaming other people. No, stop that bullshit. That's weakness. You know what I mean? These people don't want to deal with you. I mean, you have to garner and gain respect. You can't demand it. Respect is hard to earn. It's easy to lose.
Yeah.
And it's impossible to live without. My dad taught me that before he died. Hard to earn, easy to lose, impossible to live without. So, I mean, these are just things that, we have to work on as a people. But if everybody's not having the courage to look in the mirror and say, yo, I'm fucked up.
That's true.
At one time, I did it.
You have to take responsibility
one time
for
I did
self.
It. Like, damn, bro, you out here, man. You fucking these families up, man. You selling this shit, man. You got the cars, the trinkets, the housing. You're killing your people, bro. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I had to look at my mirror. I had to look in the mirror and face that. Like, damn, Tune, you're a fucking scumbag, bro.
I gotta do something better.
No, I took it even worse. Like, damn, bro, you kind of foul. You fucked up, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, you doing scumbag shit, bro.
Right, but you gotta take accountability.
These kids ain't eating because of you, nigga. Yeah, so, appreciate the opportunity to be on your show once again, Rose.
Absolutely.
Like I said.
We're gonna do it again next week as well.
Yeah. So
we have definitely run out of time.
Yeah, I just want to give them a shout real quick. Bullyproof Boxing 11 on Instagram. Bullyproof Boxing on YouTube. Bullyproof Boxing on Twitter. On Twitch.
When are we getting that website together, bro?
Yeah, we're going to get the merch and the website is coming next. I had to get a few things done with the LLC, the business account. Just had to get a few things. Like I said, it's just been a
check.
Yeah, well, it was a little uphill road for me because my losses got tampered with, so my assets got fucked with. So it's been a little.
That's okay. We coming back.
Yeah, well, you ever swim in quicksand?
I don't think that's. I heard it's kind of impossible.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. So we swimming though. We still swimming. That's in New York saying, and my people up top, we still swimming, baby. Yeah, so we getting the work done. But like I said, I appreciate the opportunity to let people know what I'm about and what I'm trying to do. I'm forever grateful.
Absolutely. I thank you for coming through and being, having that conversation, being transparent,
thank you for
having some thought-provoking shit.
Not thought-provoking.
Yeah, not thought-provoking.
People be out here like, oh, yeah. Thought-provoking.
Not that kind of thought.
Yeah. So,
thought.
Like I said, I appreciate
mindfulness.
Appreciate everything.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to do it again next week. So go ahead and make sure let's start here. If you missed any part of this episode.
Open that shirt up more so that
if you're interested.
Get that long hair out the way.
If you're interested, we got the Bullyproof boxing merch.
Yeah. We're gonna be back on the merch top.
If you're interested in hearing any parts that you may have missed, go ahead and tune into YouTube. Hit Glockaware, type Glockaware, and find the last episode of the X Radio. It will also be on my channel as well, and you can check that out at rosieporter.com. And we'll be back next week with some more conversation with Let's Talk with Tune. Until then, make sure you check him out at Bullyproof Boxing 11.
Yeah, the 1-1, get it done. Shout out to everybody down 11th Street, the 1-1. You know how we do, too. Yeah.
And, of course, Stay mindful. Keep peaceful. Until next week, we're out.